Okay, so we have some incredible people that are going to be speaking, and we're going to start with Emily Parker. She has earned a diamond bonus, and so I want you to just let us know, what was your favorite part about conference, and if these people are trying to go diamond, what do they need to do to get there? I'll unmute you. There you go.
Hey guys, I'm so excited to share some tips with y'all and my aha moments. So what my aha moment from conference, and this kind of ties into what like my tip is for tonight. But everybody that spoke on the panels, they were talking about consistency, and they said that if it wasn't for their consistency and putting in the work every single day, that they would not be where they are today. So they made a goal, they set this goal, and they did their work every single day. They stay consistent, and that is why they are where they are today. That is why we have these top income earners and the Millionaires Club and all of these people. That is why they were able to hit those goals. So that was really important, like seeing that, and I think I love that. So one of my things that I want to share, like while I was going after my bonus, the consistency, but also host to post. I was very consistent with doing host to post, getting 10 host to post up a day, and making sure that I was including distributor host to post and the product host to post. And I signed a lot of distributors from distributor host to post. So I loved doing distributor host to post. That's where I got so many potentials. And another thing that I felt that I did that was really important was follow-ups, and like follow-ups with my host to post too. So Rachel Jones was on a Zoom for us, like whenever I was running for Diamond, and she had a notebook. Sorry, excuse me. And she like tracked her host to post, and she would like highlight their names if they posted, and then the people who didn't post, she would just follow up with them and say, hey, did you were you able to get that post up for me? Just a quick little reminder, because they may have gotten busy. You don't know if they're a mom or if they went to change their laundry over and they might have forgot. So follow up with those people, and they can still get that post up for you. And then you can get so many potentials from doing that. And then also following up with all of your potentials daily. Do the 2-week, 2-day, 2-week, 2-month. And I was following up like crazy with everybody.
So good. Thank you. So, one thing that she mentioned was consistency. And guys, the thing that you might be missing in your business, if you feel like you're not getting the results that you want, is that you're doing all the right things, but you're not consistent enough with it. The reason why consistency is so important is because if you're wanting to sign a distributor, they need to trust you. People aren't going to sign with someone that they don't know is going to stick around after they sign up, right? So if you're looking at this business and you have multiple people on your social media who are doing the same business, because you're probably not the only person on these people's social media who are doing this business. So you want to be the one that sticks out as the person who's the most consistent, so that they join with you, because they know that you're not going to leave them hanging once they get started. So that's going to be huge. And the other thing that she mentioned was just the follow-ups and host to post. And guys, follow-ups is so crucial, because you're not going to sign most people on the spot. So don't get discouraged too quickly just because you're not seeing the fruits of your labors the day that you put the work in. Okay. All right, the next person that we're going to talk to is Carly. So girl, go ahead, tell us all the tips, tell us everything that we need to do. Also, before you start speaking, I want to say this. Shout out to everybody with their camera on. I can see your faces. And this is the thing. When I'm on a Zoom with the people with their cameras on, it's like we're in the same room, and I know that y'all are the ones that are like committed and ready to go, because I know that I can see you, you're showing up. So guys, if you don't have your camera on, turn your camera on if you're able to, because it just makes it a lot more intimate. It's so much more fun when we're speaking to talk to actual faces, not just boxes. And it's harder to speak on here than you might think. So let's love on these ladies. Blow up the chat. Real quick, go ahead and put your favorite emoji in the chat. Maybe it's a unicorn. I don't know. Maybe it's like the little heart eyes emoji. Drop your favorite emoji in the chat. And then when one of these girls says something that you think is really incredible and that you absolutely just are like, oh my gosh, yes, drop that emoji in the chat, okay? That's what I want you to do. So let's light up this chat. Let's make it hype. I don't like boring stuff, so like we need to like get this hype because we're earning bonuses. We are helping so many people. We have systems to help us get there, and I'm so excited about this. So I want to know that y'all are excited too. Okay, I love it. All right, Carly, go ahead.
Woo! I'm so excited, y'all. Also, let me know if you cannot hear me because apparently we're under a tornado warning and it's busting out the Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm gonna make this super quick. So, my aha moment is something that I've always told myself, but like I just had to write it down and I felt like I just needed to share. But it kind of ties in with Emily's with the people at the top being so consistent. That's how they got there. But also, it's not a matter of if you can get there, it's when. And if you are consistent and if you do the work daily, well, that's the same thing. And if you just hold it out and keep going and don't give up, it's going to happen for you. Okay. And then, tip. Okay. So be confident. When I went diamond in May, this was a really hard time in my life. Honestly, I just moved, but I was so confident that we were about to promote. I shouted it out everywhere. I got loud with my team about it. I got them involved. I showed them that they could promote too. And we literally just did all the things. So bust out that thermometer, get the Ruby charts out for people, and just try things that you have never tried before, despite your fear. Because the things that come from you stepping out of your comfort zone, it's far better far better than you just like being afraid doing something for a few minutes, such as like going live and stuff like that. Also, I wanted to real quick show y'all this diagram that they showed us at conference if you did not get to watch it. And I'm also going to send it in the chat because it's a really messy picture and my handwriting sucks. But I don't know if you can see this, but it's a little box inside another box. Okay, but just look at the little box at first. And at the top, it says opportunity. So in life, like you go from opportunity and then you go here and then there's like a little opening here. And then this is the threshold of fear. You have to get out of this to like get a bigger box. Does that make sense? And if you don't, you're going to go down here and you're going to rationalize it. And then over here is the illusion of control. Like you think you're in control, but you're still just in the same little bitty box. That is not where we want to be. We want to keep making our box bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm about to send this in the chat. Y'all don't make fun of my handwriting though. But that's about all I got. All of y'all are worthy of these promotions. That's all I want you to know. And you can do this. And if you don't believe that, borrow that belief from somebody else because I know somebody believes in you. I do. And that's it.
So good. Guys, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you're right. And so if you believe wholeheartedly that you're going to get this promotion, you're going to show up in a way that you believe that you're going to get this promotion, and that's going to determine the work ethic that you put behind your promotion. So I want you to believe that you can do this, because if I can do this, if Carly can do this, if Emily can do this, you can do this. So I want you to drop it in the chat. Say, I can do this. All caps, I can do this. Drop it in the chat. Every single person. Let's go. Claim it. I can do this. I can do this. Start speaking that over yourself. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And you're going to have that voice pop in your head every now and then that's going to say, no, you can't. What makes you think that you can do this? You've never done anything like this before. You're not worthy of this. Nobody in your family does this. People like you don't do this. You are going to speak to that voice and you're going to say, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Just because you believe that and have that belief doesn't mean that you show up every single day with zero doubt or zero fear. It means that you show up despite that and that you speak to the belief, because you have the wolf of belief on one side and you have the wolf of disbelief on the other side. Which one's going to grow? The one that you feed. So feed the belief by pouring into yourself, do self-development, read those self-development books, listen to the podcast, get on these Zooms, pour into yourself. Be surrounded by people who are where you want to be. Like these girls. Go follow these girls on Facebook and Instagram. Watch them. Watch what they're doing and then mimic that in your own style, because if they can do this, so can you. But you're going to do this the way that you were created to do this. You're going to reach people that Carly and Emily and I could never reach because of who you are as a person. Okay, so be the best you that you can be and believe in your dang self. If you can believe in Santa Claus for however many years, you can believe in yourself for 5 seconds. Okay. All right. So, The next person is Regina. So Regina has earned this bonus as well, and she is about to go double. And I'm so excited for her, and I can't find you on here, so let me see. All right, ask you to unmute yourself, and if you start talking, I should be able to find your video.
Okay. Hey.
Hey, okay, tell us all the good stuff, girl.
Okay. First, I apologize. I look so rough. I've had a long day. Missed flights. Okay, so my aha moment was, I can't remember who said it. I know it was a couple on the screen. It was a man. He said that jobs, like, your regular corporate job, will pay you what they think you're worth. Like, how many of you have jobs? Drop a 3 in the chat that have an outside job. Do you not absolutely do your hardest? And then when you are leaving your kids, you're coming home late, you're exhausted, and you get a paycheck, do you not feel underpaid? That's what they think you're worth. In this business, you can say, screw that, I'm worth more and make more. You deserve more than minimum wage. You deserve more than having to leave your kids every day. And I love that so much. They pay you what they think you're worth. You can pay yourself what you are really worth, and you decide that. I mean, you can put in just as much work as a full-time job if that's what, how you desire to work this business, and blow their income out of the water. Like that, do not let that hold you back if you have a job. You know what I mean? Like, do not let that hold you back. This can replace your job if that is something you desire. You just have to work hard for it, and you are capable of that. So my tip for signing distributors, I do have 2. One of them is sharing your story. And I don't mean like, hi, I'm Regina, I'm from West Virginia, I'm 32. I mean the hard stuff. Like, a lot of you know that I lost a baby in or June, and I found out in July. And that was really tough. And although a lot of you have stories that are similar or in different, like situations, but do you realize how many young ladies are waiting for someone that has been sexually abused, or waiting on someone that didn't finish college to share their story, to know that they can do this too? Because a lot of people don't want to put themselves out there because they're embarrassed. And that's not, like, it's selfish to hold that back, because somebody out there could be waiting for you to share their story, and that's how they can connect to you, and they'll want to join your team because you're inspiring. And one thing that I really want to say is, if you're having trouble signing distributors, I mean, take all these tips and run with them. However, do it your own freaking self, okay? If you don't have a runner, be your own runner. When I went Emerald and Diamond, I had 0 people on my team working. I had people placed where I needed them, and I filled that volume myself. Was it hard? Yes, it was. But the month that I went Diamond, I signed 2 of my current rubies, and then later my other ruby that are all 3 about to go Emerald. But I did that myself to that point. So do not just sit around and be like, oh, well, someday when someone comes, I'll do this. No, you do it yourself. And then the people will come that are supposed to be there, and they can help you maintain, and then they'll help you get to the next rank.
So good. I absolutely love those tips. And if you're somebody on here right now who maybe has promoted before to Ruby or to Emerald, and you're like, well, okay, so how do I re-maintain the rank that I was at? By promoting. Because you're going to automatically maintain whenever you promote. Whenever you're shooting for the next rank, you're going to hit that rank that you were already at on your way to the next rank. But if you just set that goal to re-maintain Diamond, to re-maintain Emerald, to re-maintain Ruby, if you don't know what any of that means, just disregard this whole part. But for those of you who do understand what I'm saying, if that's your goal, then your goal isn't growth. Your goal is just to maintain and get back to where you were. And that's a really defeating goal. I don't want to re-maintain where I was. I want to go beyond that. So whatever it might be in your business, if you're like, well, I want to go Ruby, I just want to go Ruby, and you're really close to going Ruby, I want you setting the bar higher. I want you to say, no, I'm going to go Emerald. And if you're about to go Emerald, then I want you to say, no, I'm going to go Diamond. And I'm going to go for everything that I've ever wanted, because who said that you can't? Okay, the next person that's going to go is Jenna, I believe. Let me just double check. Yup. Okay, so Jenna is going to go, and she earned a bonus as well. Tell us all about conference. Tell us your favorite part, and tell us how you earned your bonus.
Hey guys. Okay, first off, I just want to say, shout out to all of the leaders that are on here speaking, because most of us have been up since 6:30 a.m. Central Time, and we have traveled all day. I know for myself and Morgan, we literally got home like 3 hours ago. Second thing I want to say is please hype us up in the chat because we love that. Third thing I want to say is our girl Chloe is still up in the air, so I have some of her aha moments and her tips that she really wanted shared, and so she sent those to me, so I have those to share as well, along with my own. So first, my aha moment from conference, and like everyone else has said, this has been the best conference ever. It was amazing. My aha moment, I think it was the same couple that Regina talked about, but they said, don't let the thought of making $50,000 a year, that's a lot of money, don't let the thought of making $50,000 a year keep you from making $50,000 a month. That is so mind-boggling to like think about that and like wrap your head around it. But if you limit yourself to saying like, yeah, I'm going to make $50,000 a year one day, like how are you ever going to go beyond that and make, 12 times that amount in a year? Okay? And so my aha moment really went along with Chloe's. Her aha moment was from when Ashley Mayfield was speaking, and she was talking about the swim down method, which if you weren't able to watch conference or you haven't seen the replay yet, she talked about in Finding Nemo when they're all like in the fishnet, and Nemo and Marlin were like, everybody just has to swim down. Everybody just has to swim down. And they went to all the other fish and they were like, swim down, swim down, swim down. And they were able to like break out of that net. So they like broke out of their barriers because everyone was like seeing their example and they were going by the example that they were setting and they were doing it alongside them. They weren't just saying do this and like I'll sit back and watch. They were doing it with them. So that was super cool. We both were like, wow, like that's awesome. That's such a great analogy. And obviously it stuck with both of us. And then I'm going to say Chloe's tip first and then I'll say mine just because I have hers right here. She said when she promotes, she becomes really obsessed with her promotion. She makes sure that, I'm just going to read word for word because I don't want to like translate it into like, yeah, whatever. When I promote, I become obsessed with the promotion. I make sure that my time where I would usually watch TV or YouTube or TikToks I would focus on videos that'll help me go towards my goal. So if my goal was Ruby, all of my personal developments would be around my enrollments. And now she's going for presidential. So her personal development is really on how to duplicate herself and duplicate her enrollments and teach her team duplication. And she is basically just really focused in all of her personal development. She's super, super intentional with what she's doing right now. And then for her volume boosting tip, everyone said it, but host a post. And having your own results. If you haven't seen Chloe's results, they're amazing. She has such good results. I don't know what else she said. It doesn't make sense to me. But basically just having your own results so people can be like, wow, like this is something that you use and it actually works. Like, of course, like why wouldn't I want to use that? And then my tip, like how I earn my bonus was that I made so many sacrifices. And one day I literally, it was a switch flipped in my head. I just decided that I wanted the bonus and I went for it. So this summer, the month that I earned my bonus, I said no to so many things. I said no to going out to the cottage for a weekend with my parents because I didn't have Wi-Fi there and I couldn't work my business. So instead of going out to my family's, I went to Morgan's so I could sit down and do some intentional work. Because if you guys work with Morgan Martin and you go on TikTok and you scroll, she'll look at you and be like, is what you're doing right now money producing? Is that going to produce an income if you're just sitting and scrolling and not actually doing your work? So that was a mindset that stuck with me through the entire time that I was earning my bonus. And again, Emily mentioned this, but distributor haps are my jam, y'all. I was one of our top enrollers for distributors for the last year, and I seriously got 99% of mine from distributor haps. And then like everybody else said, be consistent and follow up. That's literally, if you do that, you're going to get distributors, you're going to see results, and you're going to earn a $10,000 bonus in the next, what do you have, 2 months, 3 months? 2 months, I think. But yeah.
2 full calendar months or until the end of February. And also you just said y'all, so you've clearly been hanging out with those Southerners.
No, literally too much.
Are you done? I don't want to cut you off.
No, I'm done.
Okay, perfect. No, those are such good tips. Do you mind dropping your distributor Host-to-Post that you use in like what you have them post? So guys, y'all are familiar with Host-to-Post. So what she's saying is that she has people post on their wall, and instead of just saying, hey, my friend Morgan's doing a giveaway, or hey, my friend Morgan's looking for people who want to lose 10 pounds or whatever, she's saying that she has people that post, yay, here's the post, whatever. I'm looking for someone who's looking for an extra source of income. My friend Morgan or Jenna or whatever your name is has 3 work from home positions, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then you give them the information about the business. I signed a lot of distributors from that as well. So that is such a good tip. I love it, and I love that aha moment for conference. So stinking good. Okay, the next person that we're gonna go to is, I'm like so enthralled on what y'all are saying that I keep forgetting who's next. I forget to look at the list. Okay, let me make sure she's on here. Elisa. Okay, Elisa's earned this bonus as well, and she was with us at conference at the house, and so I want you to share what your aha moment was.
Okay, so my aha moment was the, whoa, spotlight. Okay, so my aha moment was when they said perfection is polarizing, authenticity builds a connection. And I love that so much because at the beginning of this business, I did like, I looked at the top leaders like most people do, and I was like, I could never be like that. Could never be like Morgan. I could never be like, I mean, Shay. I'm introverted, you guys. I'm so introverted, and I'm shaking because I'm talking on a Zoom. I literally have to prepare myself before I go live every Sunday, and I love that it pushes me out of my comfort zone, so I love doing it. But this was like aha moment for me because, you know, getting that realization that I don't have to be like them. I need to be like me because I can connect with the people that are like me. And so I loved that. I love that she spoke that so that other people, maybe it registered with them too. And, you know, I get the most like interest in my business when I am the realist. When I get on in the morning with my crazy messy hair and I talk about my crazy kids and what we're doing and about how, you know, this coffee changed my life, like because Lillian was my 5th child, and after her it was really hard to lose weight, and the coffee changed the game for me. And I'm just completely real, and I talk them through what we're doing that day and everything, and just being the realist is how I get those interest in there. And then I also get on and I share my story about, you know, what this business has done for them, and they can see it in my face. They can see that, you know, that it has changed my life. A lot of times I will cry because I am an emotional person, and they can just see that and they can feel it from me. So my biggest tip is to not to be afraid to be real. It's not to be afraid to be yourself. And yes, if you're faking it, a lot of people can tell. And so, yeah. And another tip for enrollments is absolutely the distributor Host-to-Post. That is, I love that one too. And don't be afraid to follow up too much. I know that some people are like, well, she just said that her child wasn't feeling well. What do I say now? You know, you can say something super simple like they were supposed to sign up and then their child's not feeling well. What do you say? Well, you can wait a little bit and then say, how is your baby feeling? Like, build that connection with them, let them know that you care. And I guess that's my biggest tip.
Yes. What was the quote again? Perfection is polarizing, but authenticity is?
Authenticity builds a connection.
Builds a connection. That's okay. I wrote that down and I forgot what it was. But I'm putting it in the chat for y'all who wanted to know what that was. That is so good. Thank you so much for sharing. Guys, this business is simple. You're going to hear a lot of these people explain the same types of things. If you haven't noticed yet, everyone has a different spin on it. Everyone that you've seen has a different story. Some of them are moms. Some of them are not. We all come from different backgrounds. Most of us live in different states. Some of us say y'all and some of us don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's different. Every personality is different, guys. There's no mold that you have to fit in to be successful at this. But what you're going to hear is that so many of us are learning the same things, or we're doing the same things. You hear so many people that say distributor Host-to-Post, distributor Host-to-Post, distributor Host-to-Post. And what I want you to realize in all of this is that success leaves clues. And so if you're hearing all these people say things like distributor host to post or self-development or belief or surrounding yourself with people who are doing the things that you want to do or who are where you want to be, you're going to want to listen to those things. Success leaves clues. And that means that if that's working for all of these people, then you probably should take a listen to that. Like, you should probably start doing that as well. Okay, so the next person is Nadia. Let me just find her really quick on here. Okay, I asked you to unmute yourself, so this should be.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So I actually earned both the diamond and double bonus.
Okay, wait,
and
pause.
Can you hear me?
She went from like distributor to ruby to emerald to like double. So I want to know who right now would love to go double diamond. And I don't want you to care where you're at right now. I don't care what your e-suite says. I don't care if you're ruby. I don't care if you're emerald. I don't care if you're a diamond. I don't care if you're a distributor. I want you to say me or put a yes or put a 1. I don't care. Put it in the chat. Who would love to go double diamond? Okay, and now I want you, as she's talking, because I'm going to let her talk, put why. Because that's going to be the driving force for why you do what you do. Okay, because Nadia she's being modest, but she went from like nothing to double. Okay, so I want you to say why and be specific. If it's for your family, what about your family? If it's for an extra income, what is that income going to do for you? It needs to make you feel something. It needs to motivate you to want to just jump up and you're like, I can't even finish the Zoom. I got to go to work. I'm so excited. I need this business. I want this change. So be specific in the chat, but Nadia, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to start with my conference thing because I almost forgot about it. So my conference, like, was it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish. And the reason that hit home for me is because a lot of people are afraid to just start, and a lot of people, because they don't know what they're doing. And I'm sometimes like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm a green, so I'm like, I like to know what I'm doing. And that really just hit home because I'm like, oh, I don't have to know what I'm doing because it doesn't really matter. And that's why a lot of times when you get new blood, they're literally ignorance on fire because they're just starting. They don't really know what they're doing. So that was like my biggest aha from conference. When I was, so we went, let's see, what did we do? We went executive like the first probably like 20 days that we were in the business, and I'm saying we because it was a whole team effort. And then we went ruby, and we literally went ruby, diamond, and then like 2 days later double diamond. And it was all within my first 90 days, had earned both the diamond and the double bonus. And I had originally joined the business, and I told Morgan right off the bat, I was like, listen, I need to be diamond by my 90 days. Like, there's no question about that. That has to be done. It's non-negotiable. Ended up blowing it out of the water, going double. And honestly, the biggest thing that helped with that is we literally, not just me, but my leaders that are on my team still to this day, we got our audiences involved. We literally, for people who don't know me, I've been in the business before, but on my old team, what we did was we would make graphics of like, okay, check off. And I see for people from Unique doing this all the time when they're like trying to get trips. And I was like, I'm going to do it. And we did it, and we literally just took triple threat orders. We put the products. I'm going to send it in. Give me just a second. My video is going to go away. Okay, I sent a picture of what I show or what I post on my wall, and I literally put in a post, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're this many boxes away from, this promotion. Oh my gosh, this promotion is going to do X, Y, and Z for me. And it literally, like, people get so invested in helping you check off a box or helping you hit your goals, that it is literally like all of a sudden you go from it being you and your team's promotion to like I literally had people that I had barely even talked to messaging me, "Oh my gosh, did you hit it yet? Did you hit it yet?" And they get so invested. So that was like my biggest thing, is I was like, okay, we're gonna, we're just gonna get everyone involved. And literally all of my leaders did it. And we went back to back to back with promotions. We went literally ruby, diamond, like skipped right over emerald, went diamond, and then double 2 days later. So that's my tip.
Okay, that is such a good tip. And here's the deal with that. I love hearing stories like that of people who promoted really quickly, because I did not promote really quickly. So instead of looking at that or hearing that story and thinking, oh, I've been in this business for X amount of time and I'm not there yet, and why did she get to promote so quickly, and if she can promote so fast, then why can't I, and like, is there something wrong with me, and what the heck, and start to compare myself. No, I look at that story and think, man, if she can do that, I can do that. Whether I do or whether I don't doesn't matter, but I know that it's possible that in this business that you can promote that quickly. And with a business that's been around for 20 years, for there to be people who join today to have that same opportunity to promote to a 5-figure monthly income that quickly, that's the place I want to be, whether I do it or not, because I did not do it. It took me far longer than that to promote, but I'm still here, and I'm still a top income earner, and I still got to get in the Millionaires Club, and I did all of those things because I just didn't stop. So I didn't quit whenever I didn't go Ruby in 90 days. She went double diamond in 90 days. I went executive in 90 days. Like, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's not what I want you to get out of that. What I want you to get out of that is she promoted super fast, so can you. And whether you do, whether you don't, doesn't matter. But you know that if you are going to be here 1 year from now, why does the speed at which you promote to certain ranks matter so much? Give yourself those goals. But whenever you don't hit that goal, because you're going to inevitably miss a goal in this business, I'm just telling you right now, I've missed a lot of goals. But whenever you miss a goal, it's not about changing the goal or feeling defeated or feeling discouraged, right? You are taking that goal and you're changing the date. And you're saying, I have videos of myself going live it wasn't live because they didn't have that back then, but 2016, I think, or 15, whatever. Posting a video that I made in my car on my way to work, one of my 2 jobs at the time. And I posted and I said, I'm going diamond this month. I'm going diamond this month. And this Morgan knows that Morgan didn't hit her goal. When she posted that video, she thought she was going diamond that month. And I know, looking back, that girl was not going to hit that goal, because I know what happened and I didn't go diamond that month. And so, and then I had another video pop up the next month, and it was like, whatever, like, I'm promoting this month, I'm promoting that month. Like, on my memories, I have so many times where I'm saying, I'm going diamond, I'm going diamond, I'm going diamond, I'm going diamond, and I missed it every single time until I finally hit it. But I finally hit it because I didn't stop when I missed it. Okay. All right. Next person that's going to speak is Rach. Okay. Go ahead and unmute yourself and tell us your favorite part of conference.
There we go. That worked. Hello. Okay. I'm so excited. So let me start my timer because I'm long-winded. So one of my favorite things was, you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't do both. So you have a choice. Every day you have a choice. Both things are hard. Making excuses is hard. Working hard to make money is hard. They are both hard. Which hard are you going to choose? So that was my takeaway from conference, and I really loved it. I really needed to hear it. And then, yes, I earned the diamond bonus. And honestly, like, it was something that I had been working for a long time. Like, I'm similar to Morgan. Like, my success has not happened in like overnight. And so one of the things that really helped me was consistency and accountability. I'm very blue, and so I get distracted easily. I'm like a little squirrel here and there. So having accountability, having support, having people, like, not only do we need to support our team and love on our team and encourage them, but we need to be getting that too. I think that was something that really, really helped me. And then host a posts were my best friend. My favorite DT host a post is on Instagram. I gained so many new followers and so many, I signed all my last DTs with that host a post, which I can send that in the chat too. I made a video about it back in April or May, I want to say. And then just like getting real and relating to your customers and your, like, bringing out your yellow a little bit with your customers and your potential distributors, because that's going to make them, because you always have to remember when you're doing this, like, it is not just about you. It's just not just about making money. It is about, like, they're buying a product, but they're buying you and what you sell and who you are. And so that's something, like, you need to get loud and you need to relate and all that stuff. Yeah. And then another tidbit I want to say is make sure you're staying consistent. And then when you hit that goal, continue to stay consistent. When you hit that bonus, it's not just over. Like, it's not like, oh, sweet, I hit the bonus, so I can just kind of chill and hang out and whatnot. But no, you still need to be consistent and finding that balance between, like, working to death and burning yourself out and not doing much. Like, you have to find that consistency, the consistency that's going to help you be successful in your business, and something that you can maintain and carry out forever. That is the key. So yeah, that's all I got to say.
That's so good. I love the accountability that you mentioned. Okay, I have to stop speaking in between all of these or we're never going to get through. Okay, so on to the next one. We are going to hear from Macy next. So, Macy, you can unmute yourself.
Hello. Okay, I absolutely love all the tips. I could honestly agree with all of those you guys said. My biggest takeaway and aha moment was social media and how they talked about social media. I've been really, really, really trying, like, branding myself on social media, and if you follow me, you know that. And so they talked about the pillars. And if you don't already have pillars picked out for yourself and your business, you guys, that is what has been a saving grace for me since, like, September of last year. And what they spoke about, and they actually have it in a document library, so you can there if you weren't able to, like, draw it out or take a screenshot. But basically the 5 pillars were having each of those 5 pillars be something that you want people to know you by, and then in each of those you have 3 categories in those each, so you never run out of content to talk about. And so those were really good tips, and I can go into more depth. Like, you can always message me if you have questions about it, but that's something that I personally took away, and I was like, that's such a good idea. I think about breaking them into different categories. So, like, for instance, I love talking about faith. So what would I talk about faith one day? Well, I would talk about a Bible verse. Well, then if I didn't want to talk about a Bible verse, I would talk about encouragement under that and talk about my faith story and just all of that. So I think that would really help you guys, especially if you're like, I don't know my purpose, I don't know how to brand myself, yada, yada, yada. That's a great tip. And then my biggest tip, because I've earned, I earned a diamond bonus, I earned a double bonus, and a triple bonus. And my biggest tip is, number 1, to stay in your lane. I don't know if anybody else is like me. I'm sure you are. Comparison is my biggest issue. That's something that's my biggest downfall, and that can break me really, really quickly. And so I have to stay in my lane. And so I don't want you to look at someone else's page. If they discourage you because they're doing so well, guess what? Mute them. Just mute them for the time being and stay in your own lane and just stick forward ahead. And I promise you, if you stay in your lane, not comparing, and you're, like, headstrong on where you're going, you're going to get there. And that kind of leads into my last one, is saying that affirmations over yourself. I know that someone already spoke about that, but that's something I'm a huge believer in. My team will hear me say that a billion times. Like, if you're not speaking affirmations over yourself, I don't care what your excuse is, get over yourself and do it. Because if you're not doing those, you're harming yourself in a lot of ways that you don't know. I could give y'all personal testimonies after testimonies after testimonies of what they've done for me. Say affirmations over your promotion, but not just over your promotion, over your team, over their goals and over just kind of human that you want to be. And I promise you that's what's going to happen. So I could literally list a billion things, but those were my 2 things.
So can you just explain a little bit about affirmations and what those are for people who are brand new? Because I know for me, I did not know what affirmations were whenever I joined this business. And I heard people talking about them, but I was like, like whatever, they don't really matter. It's a little kooky, like whatever. I honestly didn't really think it was that big of a deal. And I didn't think that they would be helpful. So can you give us some examples of what you mean by affirmations? How did you think of affirmations? How do you know what to say? Do you journal? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. My dog started barking. Yeah, I'm a huge journaler. I have a journal and I journal probably like 15 million times a day. And so what affirmations are just saying I am statements, but I learned thank you statements as well. And this is something that's changed the game for me. So say you want to manifest something into your life saying, hey, I want to go double diamond. Well, guess what? What you need to do is I'm super spiritual, so I will thank God. If you don't want to do that, you can do something completely different. But I personally say, thank you, God, for giving me my presidential bonus. Thank you, God, for giving me the team of my dreams that I never thought would happen, or whatever affirmations that is. And then the I am statements are simply, it goes based off of how I feel that day. So they're not always going to be the same. They're not always going to be repetitive. It's not always going to be like, I am president. I mean, I'm a $15,000 paycheck earner. I am this. Sometimes they go deeper than that. And it's like, I'm an empowering person and teaching such duplication. I am an abundance leader. I'm a money magnet. Money flows to me in all different directions. I am wealthy in all pillars of my life. And so that's what I do. I journal it, but I don't just journal it. I say it out loud. And when you say it out loud, you might think I'm weird and you might think it's super weird at first and awkward. I'll look in the mirror. Just because I personally struggle with a comparison. I'm very hard on myself. If you know me, I'm really bad at that. And so I see my face, oh my gosh, I want to see myself in the mirror and look at myself and just say, see, you are abundant. And I address myself. Again, kind of weird, but you get the gist of it and you get over it really quickly as soon as you start seeing it happen. And I challenged my team to do this. And I told them on the last Zoom we were at, I said, if you start saying affirmations over yourself within 7 days, I bet you will see a difference. And that is 100% guaranteed promise from me. It's not a statistic from anything. It's genuinely something that I've seen and my team has seen. So I bet you each and every single person on this Zoom right now, start doing them with 7 days. I want you to tell your enroller. I want you to tell me. I want you to tell someone in the group chat what one thing that true has come with your affirmations that you've said, whether it be money, whether it be abundance over something, with their confidence, whatever you say affirmations over, please let me know. Cause I'll kid you not, do it in 7 days. And I promise you something that's great. It's going to happen. So hopefully that helps, but I write them out, say them, literally everything in the car, everywhere. And I have the sticky notes everywhere. I have sticky notes all over this room that I'm in right now.
That's so good. Guys, the reason why that's so important, like she said, is because when you are, Pam Souter in her book, she's our chief networking officer. So in her new book called oh my gosh, I can't talk. Rich Girl, Poor Girl, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. In her book, she talks about, like, she challenges you to write down everything that you say to yourself for like 48 hours. Like, to carry a little notebook and write everything down that you say to yourself, and you're going to see how crappy we talk to ourselves and just how much we bash ourselves and put ourselves down for all these different things that we don't realize that we're even saying to ourselves until we write it down and we're like, ugh, that's awful. Why would I talk to myself like that? But here's the thing. You have to change the way you speak to yourself, and you can't just say, oh, I'm not going to say that about myself anymore. Well, you're going to think something about yourself. So you need to replace that thought with something better, because that thought's not going to go away. You're always going to be thinking something, but you need to think more positively. So I'll catch myself saying things about myself that I know I don't want to be true. So I'm not going to speak that over myself, because what you speak about, you bring about. So those of you saying things like, I'm just not a good distributor enroller, or I'm just not very smart, or I just don't have, I don't know, like I'm not good at this business, or no one responds to me. Those types of things are speaking crap over yourself. And if you wouldn't say the things that you're telling yourself to your best friend, don't say them to yourself. Or if you wouldn't say those things to your child, don't say them to yourself. You would never tell your child, oh, I don't believe in you. Oh, you want to do that? Yeah, right, you can't do that. You would never speak to your child that way, but you speak like that to yourself. So I want to challenge you to make sure that you are thinking about the things that you speak. The Bible says there is life and death in the power of the tongue. And I truly believe that your promotion and this bonus and all these things that you're going for in this business and the life that you're going to change because of your yes in this business, it is all going to be in the power of the tongue. If you believe you can, or if you believe you can, if you speak life or if you speak death, then that's what's going to happen. Okay, last but not least, we have Kelsey. So go ahead and unmute yourself and tell us your favorite tips.
Okay, so my aha moment from conference was that you need to stay consistent and connected to people. So like one thing that I really learned is like, just even if you're just like, you can't go to an event, you can't like go be somewhere like we were, like a lot of us were this weekend, you need to at least get on Zooms like this. These Zooms are so important, y'all. And like to get on all the Zooms that you can. Like I love doing power hours when I'm able to because I work a job like most of us do. So get on the power hours that you can. If you can't hop on all of them, that's okay. But staying connected is really important. And you're going to see so many people just come around, and you're really going to learn the people on those Zooms as well. And then just staying consistent. I think that we all probably sound like a broken record, y'all. But like at this point, obviously success leaves clues, and if we're all saying it and we've all earned these bonuses, obviously you need to stay consistent to earn these bonuses, and then stay consistent after the bonuses to earn them as well and keep earning them. Something that like I did, so I went diamond in 90 days when I joined, and I rejoined, so it's my second time in the business, but I went diamond in 90 days. So something I really did was I just like really dug within my team. So like my team obviously exploded, and I just made sure that I was connecting one-on-one with them, and I was making them excited. So like I'm excited, so they're excited. So you got to stay excited for them to be excited, because the minute that you lose your excitement, they're not going to be excited anymore. So why are they going to go after something that you don't even want? Why are they going to go diamond if you don't even want diamond? So you have to stay excited. You got to stay consistent, because if you're not staying consistent, if you're not showing up in chats, if you're not showing on power hours, if you're not showing on this team Zoom right now, then why are they going to show up right now? Why are you going to expect something from your team that you're not even doing? So that's like my number one tip. And then you just got to work. You just got to do like everything. Like you just got to literally do it all. Post to post is like literally like my favorite thing in the entire world. I do distribute host to post, like we've talked about. Product host to post, obviously the slimming gummies have been fire lately, and then like I do a giveaway host to post as well, just to like help get like new friends on my Facebook wall. And I just do like little challenges within my team as well, like hey, who gets to like 100 BB, like signs 2 customers, something, like gets like a coaching call. Like just be creative whenever you're pushing for a promotion. So like I know that so many promotions got announced, so like honestly drop something in the chat. I don't know, drop an emoji in the chat if you're going after that emerald diamond bonus, double diamond bonus. Like we're all going after these bonuses. Like I know I'm gonna go after the double diamond bonus. So if you gotta keep up right now, you gotta keep going. You gotta stay excited. And if you are not excited, your team's not gonna be excited. So that's all I have.
That is so good. Thank you, Kelsey. And one thing that I was thinking about while she said this, it just kind of came to me whenever she was talking about being excited. So who's ever in this business woken up in the morning and been not so excited? Okay, if you're not raising your hand, you a liar. Okay, like everybody wakes up sometimes and they're like, like I literally have done that in the last like 2 weeks. Okay, I have that happen to me too. So whenever she was saying, like, you just got to be more excited, I was like, okay, that's true, but how do we do that? Put a 2 in the chat if you're like, I want to know how we do that. How do I say excited when I don't feel excited? Put a 2 in the chat. Okay. And I don't know if this is right, but this just came to me. Excitement isn't a feeling, it's a vision. Okay? Because I might not feel excited that day because there's something outwardly that's making me feel excited, but there's something inside of me that's excited because I know where I'm going. I know what I'm working for. And that's because of the vision that I have of where I'm going. And maybe you don't even know where you're going. Maybe you have no idea why you freaking joined this business, but you sure do know what you're running from. You know what you don't want to go back to. And for some of you, that's your why. You're like, I will never be there again, or I will never go back to that again. And so whatever your why is, that's why you're excited. That vision that you have internally, that's how you get excited. So whenever I wake up on the days that I don't feel excited, maybe I'm sick, maybe I'm going through life, maybe I have other people who are really just like frustrating me or making me feel whatever. Like, you don't have that excited feeling whenever you wake up, but how do I bring that excitement into my business? Because I think about the fact that I know that those things, I don't want those to keep me from where I'm going in the future. I don't want those things to stop me from where I know that I want to be. Because even though I have a headache today, I know that I don't want to go to a job tomorrow. Even though I feel tired today and I don't feel outwardly excited, the vision that I have within me is motivating me enough to take action. And guess what, guys? When you work based on what you want and not how you feel, that feeling is going to follow. So on the days I don't feel excited, but I work based on my vision and I bring the excitement of where I know I'm going because I have control over that, and I go and I do the things, I do my 6 list even when I don't feel like it. That's called discipline. And I do those things. Guess what? I then get excited. Okay, so the excitement didn't start there. That's not what started the action or the movement. The movement started, and that's where the momentum picked up, and excitement was a byproduct of that. Motivation, that feeling of motivation, I hate that word, but the feeling of that followed. Why? Because I did the work anyways. Because of the vision, I knew where I was going. That's why I had you earlier put in the chat, why do you want this, and get specific about it. You can't just say, I want extra money. Because that's not going to excite you. That's not a vision. You've got to have actual clear vision. There's a quote that says something like, sight is what you can see in front of you, but vision is what you can see even with your eyes closed. That's the vision. So what is it that you actually want? And it's not a dollar amount. What is that dollar amount going to do for you? You want to quit your job. Why? Why is that important to you? You want to be at home with your kids. Why? You want to be able to take a family vacation. Why? Ask yourself that. I want to make $5,000 a month. Why? What is that going to do for you? How is that going to change that? Because $5,000 a month, that might sound really cool right now, but on a day that you have a headache and you stub your toe and you just don't feel good and everybody's making you frustrated and you're hangry, you're not going to feel excited enough to let that $5,000 move you forward towards action. That's what it's going to take to be successful. And that's what Kelsey was talking about. Kelsey was saying, you've got to be excited. How do you do that? You know where you're going, and you stay committed to the process that it takes to get there. I touched on this earlier that I didn't join this business and immediately promote. Nobody joined this business and got this welcome, email that was like, Savannah, congratulations, welcome to the team. So excited for you. You were actually gifted with the rank of triple diamond. Congratulations, you're now VIP. Nobody does that. We all start at start, and all of our journeys are so different. But when you look at all the ambassadors in this company, do you ever ask them how long it took them to get there? That's never your first question. When you see them, you just know that they're an ambassador. And some of them got there in 7 months, and some of them got there in what will be almost 7 years for me. But guess what? We're all there. because none of us stopped. The people who got there in 7 months had hardships and they kept going. The people who got there in 7 years, they had hardships, but they just kept on going. This is not meant to be super easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But guess what? You're not everybody. You're set apart and you're special and you're worthy of this. You're called to this. You have a purpose here. And if you don't know what your purpose is and the thing that you're trying to accomplish with this business, I want you to figure it out. And that's what's going to make you motivated. That's what's going to make you feel ready to do that 6 list every single day. It's what's going to pick you up and make you want to do the things it takes to be successful, because it's not always going to feel good. You're always going to feel like it. It's that discipline, and that comes from the excitement, that comes from the vision. So I am so thankful that y'all hopped on this Zoom tonight. What I want you to do from here is I want you to go and I want you to text your enroller and I want you to tell them that you were on this Zoom and that you were so dang excited to get your goal. Tell them where you're going for. Are you going Ruby? Are you going Emerald? Are you going Diamond? Are you going Double? Are you doing all of it? What bonus are you earning? Where are you headed? And tell them, God, I am so excited. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going. Here's why I'm doing it. Pour out your vision to your enroller, because here's the deal. If they know why you're shooting for this, they're going to be so much more likely to be able to help you through that and hold you accountable, like we've talked about so often on this Zoom. So thank you all so much for showing up, guys. You could have been anywhere tonight, but you're here, and that says a whole lot about you. It says a whole lot about your vision. It says a whole lot about your belief, and I want you to carry that into tomorrow whenever life hits you, and you wake up and you go to bed so excited, but you wake up just with life in your face. And I want you to remember how you feel right now. And I want you to carry that into the rest of this month. We want to end this month strong. And I want you to know I believe in you. Every single one of you are so worthy of this promotion. And if all these people that you've heard tonight can do this, then we've all earned a bonus. So it's possible. I know you might hear these and be like, oh my gosh, there's nobody actually does that. Yeah, we do. And if we can do it, so can you. I love you guys. I hope y'all have a great rest of your night and an awesome week. Have a great night. Bye.